From the outside looking in on base jumping, it's got to be a common question. You know, people want to know how we can proceed, how we can go on when we have our friends get hurt or even killed. And although I've never personally really found solace in saying, you know, they died doing what they love, because ultimately you still have a friend who's gone. On the other hand, I don't lose much time being affected by it, because although the consequences are final and, you know, it can be heartbreaking, these people lived the most genuine and vibrant life of the most people that I've met. So while no, it's not acceptable, no, it's not okay, there is that comfort knowing what they've experienced, the highs and the lows. We've all been there. So to be able to move on and continue to explore this passion of flight, I find is almost as natural as any grieving process.
When the fire burst out from the sun, it's here where I find all the answers I seek, and it's here where I wanna be. Stars are direction, they act as my guide when the moon hits the mountainside. Sometimes I'm not alone. There's a wandering man, isn't scared of no one, while he screams and he points with the gun. I don't belong to the outside world, it belongs to me. Don't belong to the outside world, it's getting harder to
couple years ago, a good friend of mine back in North Carolina, we were having a drink and having a good conversation and talking about my base jumping at the time, and I think I was really jazzed up on wingsuit base jump, and I think I had just gotten into it at the time. And he got quiet for a minute and kind of looked at me and was like, "So what's the end game?" I kind of had to ask him. I was like, "So what?" He's like, "What's the end game?" And in the recent time, that's kind of sat with me a little bit more than it did that day. And it's a tough question, you know. Is there ever going to be a point where the risk versus reward of base jumping doesn't equate, you know? Who's to say? That's possible, you know. Life changes, things changes, and I am open to that change in my life happening. On the other hand, right now, do I see myself ever stopping base jumping? No. You know, it provides so much to me, and I get so much enjoyment sharing these adventures with other people and getting to, you know, it's just one more incredible excuse to play outside and fly.